Oh yeah, GM built 3 super muscle cars and then made them disappear. General Motors was once the king of American muscle cars. They built cars with raw power, insane styling, and performance that scared the competition. But some of those beasts, they disappeared. They were quietly taken off the streets, forgotten, or buried in history. These are 3 insane muscle cars that GM built and then erased. You've probably never seen them, and that's no accident. And to find out more, support the channel by subscribing, and liking your support keeps us moving forward. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss the next episodes. Thank you. Number 3, 1963. Pontiac Tempest Super Duty. The factory-built street monster GM tried to erase. In 1963, Pontiac built something so powerful, so unexpected, that even General Motors got nervous about its existence. The Pontiac Tempest Super Duty wasn't just a muscle car. It was a sleeper assassin. A lightweight, unassuming compact that looked like your neighbor's family car, but under the hood, it was hiding pure racing fury. Pontiac took their standard Tempest coupe and stuffed it with a 421 cubic inch Super Duty 5.8, paired with heavy-duty internals, aluminum panels, and a rear transaxle modified to handle brutal launches. It was engineered specifically for the drag strip, and on paper, it made about 405 horsepower, but insiders say it was much more than that. This car dominated in NHRA Superstock racing. It ran mid-11s in the quarter mile. In 1963. That's supercar territory, even by today's standards. But here's the twist. GM had an internal racing ban in place at the time. They weren't supposed to be involved in motorsports, at least not officially. The Tempest Super Duty wasn't just fast. It was too fast and too controversial. Pontiac only built 12 of them, quietly. No advertisements, no brochures. These cars were given to hand-picked racers. And then, GM pulled the plug. They buried it. No follow-up, no successor. The Super Duty Tempests were erased from Pontiac's future. Too dangerous to continue, too rare to remember. And maybe that's the way GM wanted it. So if you love stories like this, cars that were too wild to survive, support the channel by subscribing, hit that like button, and don't forget to tap the bell so you don't miss the next lost legend. Thank you for riding with us. Number 2, 1971 Pontiac GT37. The muscle car GM let you forget. The 1971 Pontiac GT37 was one of the most underrated, overlooked, and intentionally buried muscle cars General Motors ever built. It had all the DNA of a performance icon, but GM never gave it the spotlight. In fact, most people today don't even know it existed. And maybe that's exactly how Pontiac wanted it. At first glance, the GT37 looked like a basic Le Mans coupe. No flashy Judge stripes, no Trans Am wings, just a clean, low-key design. But under the hood, you could spec it with a 400 or 455 cubic inch V8, including the 335 horsepower L75 engine, or the fire-breathing HO package. With a 4-speed manual and 3.90 gears, it could haul. This was a true muscle car hiding in plain sight. So why was it built? The GT37 was Pontiac's answer to young drivers who wanted performance but couldn't afford a GTO. It had judge-level speed without the insurance penalty. It was bare-bones muscle, fast, mean, and affordable. But here's where the story gets strange. Pontiac barely marketed it. No national TV spots. No big magazine campaigns. It was a dealer-level option with limited promotion. Production was low, and by 1972, the name was gone. Today, it's a hidden gem, a muscle car that could go toe-to-toe with the best of its time, but never got the fame. And if you ever see one on the road, you're looking at one of the rarest, rawest street warriors Pontiac ever built. You weren't supposed to remember it, but now you do. If you're loving these lost legends of American muscle, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks for riding with us. Number 1, 1975. Chevrolet Cosworth Vega, GM's forgotten European muscle experiment. You've heard of the Camaro, the Chevelle SS, the Pontiac GTO. But what about the Cosworth Vega? Yes, that Vega. For a brief moment in the mid-1970s, Chevrolet tried something radical. Build a small, precision-engineered muscle car, tuned with help from British racing experts, and put it on the streets of America. And then, GM pulled the plug. Quietly. The Cosworth Vega didn't just fade, it disappeared. Here's the story. The regular Chevrolet Vega was introduced in 1971 as an affordable, fuel-efficient compact. But it quickly developed a reputation for engine issues, rust problems, and poor reliability. So in 1975, GM tried to turn the Vega's image around, with a version co-developed by Cosworth Engineering, the same company that built Formula One winning engines. The Cosworth Vega was hand-assembled, with a fuel-injected, twin-cam 2.0-liter aluminum engine, stainless steel headers, and a black and gold paint scheme that gave it a European sports car vibe. It made just 110 horsepower, but revved high and handled like nothing else GM had on the lot at the time. It was supposed to be GM's answer to the BMW 2002 and Datsun 510. Something refined, nimble, and performance-oriented. A small car with true racing pedigree. But GM ran into problems. At a time when muscle car fans wanted V8 power, the Cosworth Vega was too expensive, too niche, and carried the Vega's damaged reputation. It launched at a price higher than a Corvette, and buyers weren't convinced. Chevrolet originally planned to build 5,000 a year, but ended up making only 3,508 total across 2 model years, 1975 and 1976. Then it was gone. Just like that. It wasn't meant to dominate the drag strip. It was meant to compete with Europe. And maybe that's why GM let it slip into obscurity.